The year is 2026. Star Wars, what was once a cultural icon that had captured the hearts of millions, has fallen into obscurity. The toy aisles that the Star Wars brand dominated for decades are slowly being reduced to a fraction of what they once were, all because of Disney. The new master of this IP has failed to get the next generation into Star Wars, despite having an entire section of Disney World dedicated to their sequel-era characters and the billions of dollars that they have put into the key jingling sequel trilogy.
Fly now! They fly now! They fly now!
The Star Wars brand has never been more unpopular. The IP has become a failed product. Shows that come out on Disney Plus, good and bad, don't even get watched. Movies that were once juggernauts, that felt more like events that everyone had to see, are now losing to low-budget indie horror films. The sequel fans and haters alike are feeling one thing and one thing only: apathy.
So you will do nothing? Apathy is death, worse than death, because at least a rotting corpse feeds the beasts and insects.
Apathy is death.
Apathy is death.
Apathy is death. Apathy is death.
Statement: apathy is death.
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 Truly the death of this franchise. But what if there was a time when the popularity for Star Wars was at an all-time high?
This is a huge deal for me. I was sick from school today.
I want to be the guy coming out of the theater. It was great! You know, that's who I want to be.
I thought there was going to be people here already, and it turned out there wasn't being. I was like, wow, I'm the first one.
Well, it's Star Wars. It's like the original trilogy was just so phenomenal. People have been awaiting this for like 16 years.
It's grabbing history and maybe going with it and becoming part of it and giving a story to our children.
It's going to be one of the many wonders of the world. There are now 8 wonders of the world, one of them being this movie.
We've been waiting since the last one came out for 16 years, so this is a big thing. I mean, we've been waiting a long time. It's time to get back into it. It's the event of the whole thing.
A time where Star Wars had passion pumping through its veins.
To see the prequel,
there's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Are there any of you that think this is going to be a lousy movie?
I feel like, I don't know, like it's exciting. It's going to be going to the first show of like Phantom Menace, and I don't know, that's all I can say.
A generation of kids so captivated that they would defend the trilogy even if they had obvious flaws, because the creativity and raw imagination of George Lucas was there to back it up. It was art before it was product. This, of course, was the 2000s iconic prequel era. But those movies were not always loved by all.
10 loved it, 7 liked it or thought it was okay, and 2 are no longer Star Wars fans.
Now in 2026, almost all hate for these movies have subsided, as the timeline we're in is far worse than any crime the prequel trilogy could have committed.
Yummers.
But I want to go back in time, see what the haters had to say, and defend the Star Wars prequels. Welcome to the Slick and Grim Show. I'm your host, Slick and Grim, and today we are talking about Star Wars, the Star Wars prequels. We're going to defend the Star Wars prequels, okay? There's enough sequel hate out there. I said what I said in the intro, okay? I could say a whole lot more. If y'all want a video of that, you give me one comment that wants a sequel hate video, I got you. I just need one comment. But you know, I love the prequels more than I hate the sequels. So I wanted to make a video where I defend the prequels, okay? So I got a list of the most common things people don't like about the prequels, right? Some of it's the acting, some of it's like, oh, I didn't think Jedi looked like that. You know, it's, you know, you got Jar Jar, you know, we'll see what I can do for that, but some, you know, overhated, okay? Even the second one. Everybody says the second one's the worst of the three. I want to defend it, okay? There's some parts gonna be hard to defend. I might give them some ground, but like compared to what we have today, y'all should have been grateful. But that's okay. That's okay. We can learn from our mistakes, okay? But here's the deal. I have some Star Wars treasures to show off, okay? I'm a mega Star Wars fan, okay? I would, like, if you could get medals on how much, like, of a fan you can be, I'm like the dude from the edits. Okay, that's me. I love Star Wars, okay? Played the games. I watched all of Clone Wars. And you know what? I even watched a lot of Disney shit, like Rebels, Rogue One, Andor. That's kind of like as good as it gets with Disney, and they're not even doing that. Even, you know, they're not even able to do that. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. Maybe I'll make a video on like where I can predict the future of Star Wars, because, you know, everybody hates the sequel trilogy, whatever, but, like, can we predict where this is going? Because I have some theories I'd like to get out there, but let me show off my treasures, and then we'll get into the defending the prequel. So, first one up. Okay, first one up. I don't know if you noticed, but right behind me, 3D printed battle droid. Okay, I got him painted up to be a commander. Super sick. His name's Roger. Roger, say something.
This is about the worst job in the droid army.
Nice. Movie magic right there. Okay. Went to a shop, little garage sale thing. Original Star Wars Episode 1 battle droid to go with Roger. Okay, I thought that was sick. Has a little chip thing. I'm not going to open it. I'm not even a big action figure guy, but it was like $5. Maybe cheaper. I got this cool, badass lightsaber from Theory Sabers. Say what you want about the guy. You know, I think he was a little soft. I think he was a little soft on the sequels, but even he came around. So, you know what? It's not a matter if it's not if you hate Disney Star Wars, it's when do you hate Disney Star Wars, because everybody hates it. Everybody. Even if you don't, they're milking it dry. There's nothing left. There's nothing left! Okay, but that's my lightsaber. It, like, changes colors and shit. It's awesome. And then here's my main treasure, right here. What does that look like to you, okay? It's a popcorn bucket from 2005. I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool to go watch Revenge of the Sith in the theaters to get. And then that's when I saw it. I saw the seal. So this is sealed popcorn from 2005. I would not dare open this unless the camera was recording, okay? I already ate a raw onion this month. I'm not going to eat 20-year-old popcorn, but we'll see. I only got 10 likes on that, but we'll see. Yeah, dude, this is sick. This is popcorn from 25 years ago. It belongs in a museum. It stays with me, okay? How much you think that is? 40 bucks? 30 bucks? $5! What a steal. Okay, this is my pride and joy. Stays right next to me on this desk. All right. With that said, let's get into the video.
I've been looking forward to this.
Reason number 10. The acting. So a lot of people think the prequels had bad acting, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, there's some weak points, okay? In my opinion, Anakin in Episode 2, like the older Anakin, I don't like sand, but
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
The fucker didn't write that line. That was George Lucas. Okay, so some of the hate needs to go where it belongs. Okay, the actor's only saying what George is putting on the thing, and nobody's saying no to George because he's George Lucas. Okay, and that's it. The prequel, like, he's good. He's raw creativity, but you gotta form him into something. You know, the child actor from the first one. Let's try spinning. That's a cool trick. Yeah, not good, but Ian McGregor, okay, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, the guy who played Jango Fett. You know, the acting. Oh, and you know what? Darth Sidious, or the Chancellor Palpatine. Spoiler, same guy. Okay, great acting. You know, you gotta. You know, you just gotta. Like, I'd say Padme did an okay job. I feel like it goes from okay to great. Okay? Bad? Come on. This isn't Batgirl, okay? This is better than Batgirl, okay? This isn't like TV acting, okay? And there is good TV acting, but the acting's not that bad. Okay? It's not bad. The dialogue's a little wonky, okay? I think people kind of mix the two. Dialogue is wonky. You know, you got, it's just, I don't like saying, like, the whole romance thing. George Lucas does not do romance good. And that's why the second movie, it's got like a whole hour dedicated to it, and it doesn't work. Okay, so, but that's not the acting. I don't think the acting's that bad. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think the acting's fine. Oh, dude, Count Dooku. All right. You guys just lost. Count Dooku, the acting's insane. I can't believe, you know, we got a shitty timeline, but we got that.
I will never join you, Dooku.
It may be difficult to secure your release.
We do have that. Hang on to that, folks. Next one. So that kind of goes into number 9. It's the romance. So that's kind of goes into the, like, acting, writing. I would say that's more the writing. Like I said before, George is not good. So this is kind of 10/9. The dialogue and the romance, it just, like, people don't act like that, George. People don't act like that. Okay, so it is hard to defend it, but you know I mean, there's I think you can do romance in small doses. It overstayed its welcome in the second movie, but in the third movie, you know, it was just boop boop boop, and that was it, and that was fine. Okay, this isn't a romance. It's not strictly romance. There was more romance than I would have liked. Bad romance in the second movie, so we can't really. It's hard to defend it, you know. So I'll give you guys that. I'll give the haters that. Romance not that good. Number 8. So number 8, you know, this is the writing overall. So you got the dialogue, you got the romance, and you got the writing. Some of the writing is not good. Okay, it's not bulletproof. Okay, it's like you're telling me the Jedi didn't pick up on Palpatine's bullshit. Like, this clone army just kind of shows up and, like, yeah, you can write that off as they're retarded or whatever, but it's like, okay, so alright, so there's droids are attacking the Jedi, right? And then the clones come out of nowhere. Who made the clones? Well, it's kind of shady, but they just accept the clones anyways, right? Yeah, so it's kind of shady. You know, the Jedi are attacked by the droids, they're surrounded, and then the clones show up. So where did they get the clones? They find out it's kind of shady, a missing Jedi ordered them. Where's the Jedi? Who knows? Okay, that's kind of sus. Okay, that's not bulletproof writing. Okay, so are you telling me the Jedi are that stupid? You know, that's not good. That's not good, George. Somebody should have maybe honed that in a little bit or tighten it up. But you know, I think because he was George, he was able to get away with some shit. So the writing's not all perfect, okay, but you got the midichlorians thing going on. Do we need that, George? I don't know. Okay, but you know what? The prequels tried something new. Okay, we didn't just do Empire versus Rebels again, unlike another fucking trilogy. We have a whole. I mean, yeah, they're still guys in white armor, but they're clones. They're not stormtroopers. They're different. Okay, but the bad guys aren't rebels or stormtroopers. They're a droid army. Okay, all robots. Robots are cool. Star Wars has some of the best battle droids. That's why I have Roger. Okay, it's just so good. It's just so good. You know, so it's like George can get the ideas out there. Okay, we got battle droids. Okay, we got secret army that's gonna betray the Jedi. Okay, Order 66 is one of the best Star Wars moments ever. Okay, that's why Disney keeps milking it. Oh, this is a Jedi that survived Order 66. Oh, this is a Jedi during Order 66. It's because they can't come up with their own 66. They gotta keep milking such a good idea. Okay, the clones betraying the Jedi, some of the best writing out there. But it's how do we get there? That's kind of wonky. Okay, it's like, okay, are the Jedi that stupid? Like, I don't know. That could have been done better. All right, I'm not gonna lie. But Order 66, dude, that was part of the writing. That was great. Next one. Number 7, people said that they forced characters from the original trilogy in there. You know, you gotta have Obi-Wan and Anakin or Darth Vader, so that makes sense. Yoda, I could see Yoda, you know, being in charge of the Jedi. That's already been established. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, Chewbacca, you know, he's a Wookiee. The Wookiee home planet's under attack. He could have been there, but like, did he have to know Yoda? That's kind of. It's like, okay, so Chewbacca is meant Yoda. It's like that kind of makes the galaxy feels kind of small, you know, because at least, you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin, they're both Jedi. Yoda was a Jedi boss. Okay, so you got that professional shit right there. But Chewbacca, he's like on another planet. You know, maybe I would have preferred it if Yoda didn't know Chewbacca, and maybe Chewbacca was in the background, or, you know, it's like, why do all these guys need to know each other? Yeah, that's like the big one that I can think of is Chewbacca kind of just showing up. Like, it would have been like if Han Solo showed up to like lead some clones. Like, it's weird. Okay, that sounded weird, right? So but it didn't bother me. But if that's your problem, I'll let you have Chewbacca. But Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, and Yoda, they're all Jedi. And also the Emperor, like, it's a prequel. We need to figure out how this guy got in the power. Okay, that shit makes sense. The only offender I can see is Chewbacca, I think. Leia's parents, that makes sense. Okay, somebody had to raise Leia, right? I do like that Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen were like Anakin's, was it half brother, step siblings? I think they're step siblings. Whatever the hell it is. I thought that was fine. I thought that was fine. That was probably the only thing I did like out of the Obi-Wan show. I don't even want to talk about that. I'm gonna throw up. Next one. So some people say there's too much politics. Okay, it's supposed to be whimsical for kids, stupid. Okay, that's what they're saying. It's supposed to be stupid. It's crazy how much politics literally every story you've ever heard of had something to do with politics. Lord of the Rings, he was in World War I. Okay, Tolkien, he was in World War I. That World War I only happened because of politics. Okay, and because of his experiences, because of politics, made this awesome, fantastical world which has politics in it. Okay, politics is just rules and how cultures function and shit. Okay, you got to have a little bit of politics. Even the original trilogy had politics. Okay, they were talking about how they disbanded the council because the emperor or whatever. Okay, there's the Rebel Alliance. They had a oh, should we attack? Oh, shouldn't we attack? It'll be risky. It's like that's politics. Okay, it's, you gotta have it. Okay, and I know, you know, trade blockades aren't exciting for the kiddos. Okay, but fuck them. Okay, Star Wars is not for kids. It's for everyone. Okay, you're telling me Order 66 is like kid friendly? I don't know. That bunch of like we're watching like a genocide on a religious group. Okay, the Jedi. Okay, so that doesn't, politics are fine. You need politics that lead up to genocide. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and we need the political shit to see how Emperor Palpatine got up there. Okay, so let's, you know, look at the sequel trilogy. No politics. It's all action. It's all fun. We're having fun. They fly now. They fly now. We're having fun. Oh, those planets blew up. Oh, does it matter which planets? No, it doesn't. They fly now. They fly now. Your mama jokes in The Last Jedi. Flashing lights. That's all that is. Okay, it's all dopamine. Grow up. You're a fucking adult. Okay, please. You gotta like something other than flashy swords. Okay, I like lightsabers. Okay, but I want a story that makes those lightsaber battles mean something. Okay, so politics, not a problem in my book. Number 5, a lot of people had a problem with this, is midichlorians. Okay, I mentioned it earlier. I'm gonna just double down on it. So in the original trilogy, the Force is kind of this like unexplained magic, essentially space magic. Okay, for you guys who don't like fantasy, it's fucking magic. Get over it. But I guess George wanted to make it more sci-fi, so he had to give us a science reason why some people can move shit with their mind. Okay, I swear to God, it's like a throwaway line. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's like we have midichlorians, which are like these like cell things in our blood, and if you have more of them, you're stronger in the Force. I don't really like that. I would rather have it be like more mysterious. The second you don't have to answer. If you got a fan like a fiction, you don't need to answer every question. Okay, it's space magic. It works weird. You know, if you're gonna have a chosen one thing, I'd rather it be like destiny or something. Like it's not. Oh, I have enough of cell juice in my blood, so that makes me special. I don't know. That's just kind of cheap to me. They don't really bring it up anymore. I don't know. Okay, I can't defend that. I think he wanted to make it more like sci-fi, I guess. But I think that should have been left more. Just don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Just, I don't know. We didn't need the midichlorian thing. Okay, so I'm gonna let the haters have that one. Okay, so whoever's keeping track, write that down. Number 4, Anakin being a little whiner. Okay, he does get whiny. Okay, but this is George. George wrote this. Okay, that is a problem. That is a problem. He's like, I don't like sand. It's not fair. It's not, Obi-Wan's being mean to me. It's not fair. You know, I think they were trying to show, you know, he wasn't mature yet, and he wasn't. Okay, this is the second movie. He's mainly whiny in the second movie. Okay, this is what I'm assuming. What I read, that's what they're talking about. And this is why it's the weakest. You got the romance, you got the bad writing. and the whiny Anakin, the whiny Anakin, you know. I think he gets a little bit better at the end. He just really sucks at the dialogue, okay? Yeah, that's the whole... I mean, you gotta have the Obi-Wan and the Anakin banter, but it's a little too whiny, okay? And, you know, his mom, you know, spoiler, Anakin mom's dies, and he slaughters those, sand people, okay? I think that's fair, you know? I think most of you would do the same, or maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you're just always going Paragon. I don't know, but... I don't know. Anakin was a little whiny, okay? But in the third one and first one he's just a kid, whatever. Third one doesn't whine at all. Okay, it's literally just the second movie, parts of the second movie. So I'm gonna give the haters partial credit because I'm not going to defend. It's not fair. That was a little too much, George. That could have been. I don't know if it was the dialogue or the acting, but that Anakin, the second movie was the weakest. Okay, yeah. All right, this one I actually agree with. I might get some hate for this. CGI. Okay, I like CGI too. Okay, when it was used in the battles. Like, Naboo planes, okay? You got all these aliens and droids shooting each other. Okay, CGI, fine. Space battles, CGI. Actually looks very good. But I could be wrong, but I do believe they used models and then CGI'd the models, okay? The battle scene's great. But whenever... This was really bad in the second movie is the weakest, okay? In the second movie, you would have Obi-Wan, Yoda, and like Anakin or and Mace Windu. Okay, they're walking around the Jedi Temple, and my God, the entire Jedi Temple is just a green screen. It's very sad. It's just too much. Okay, CGI is for like big battles. You know, you need a big exploding mountain or whatever. But, like, you can do a little bit of... Like, get off your ass and build some sets. Okay? The Hobbit trilogy had the same problem. Nothing felt real. It all felt like they were in a room full of green screens. The actor who played Gandalf started crying because he wasn't talking to actors. Okay, so... and there's times where the CGI does look good. Like I don't like Jar Jar. But the CGI for Jar Jar's not bad. Okay, General Grievous looks so good. I just can't believe Disney has not topped General Grievous yet. Yeah, you have the Darth Vader hallway scene from Rogue One, but that's like the top of the mountain. How did we get so many badass duels in the prequels and get nothing in the sequels? That is just disgusting. I can't believe we live in this timeline. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the CGI. Too much CGI. I'm gonna let the haters have that one. All right, next one. Plot holes. Okay, I mentioned earlier how the Jedi, you know, they have Force abilities. They can sense things. How did they not sense Darth Sidious? Okay, it's like, okay, maybe he's like, I've heard he's able to like shroud himself with using the dark side to blend in. Okay, I feel like that's cope that they made afterwards. I'll accept the cope. Okay, but it's like, why didn't they tell us something in the movie explaining that? Just one line. It could have been like, Anakin, I used the dark side of the Force to shroud the Jedi's vision. You know, something like that. Like, there's a little bit of that going on, but not enough. Okay, and the second they find out, you know, the Clone Wars kind of... The Clone Wars TV show kind of picks up the slack of the prequels, making the prequels better. So if you haven't seen those, highly recommend it. But yeah, that show was simply made for, like, fixing the plot holes. It was actually pretty crazy. Yeah. I would say Anakin I got a problem with Anakin, okay? I might get some hate for this, probably not, but I might, we'll see. His turn was, I needed more. I needed more from his turn. Padme, I'm wanting to say Padme. Yeah, him killing the Sand People for his mom, okay, that was a good direction. But to like go and kill younglings, I need to see some more. I need you to show me some more. Clone Wars threw a few more reasons in there, but we're not talking about Clone Wars. We're talking about plot holes in the prequels. So if you don't like the prequels because Anakin's turn was too quick, or the Jedi being too stupid to figure out Palpatine, I'll let you have it. But I think everything else is serviceable to good. So yeah, I don't know. If you watch the Clone Wars, no problem. Okay? It's tight. Okay, there's way more reasons for Anakin. There's way more things going on with Palpatine. Like politics-wise, but yeah, no. If we're just looking at the prequels, we're gonna have to bring the prequels down for that. Okay, so let y'all have that one too. And the last one, Jar Jar, okay? I don't know what George was thinking with Jar Jar. He's like, there's this big CGI lizard thing, okay? Talks like he's disabled. Even his own species hates him. They speak retardedly, but Jar Jar's beneath that still. So I don't know, like he was like a bumbling idiot, I think, like for the kids. But there's theories. There's like a 2-hour-long video out there called Darth Jar Jar. And there's theories, in the second original movie, you had the plot twist that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. Well, there was a theory that this bumbling idiot was going to be the Darth Sidious apprentice. Okay, but I think there was so much hate for Jar Jar that they scrapped that and gave us Count Dooku. I mean, I'm not going to complain, Count Dooku. That's what a deal. But there's a timeline. I guarantee you, there's a timeline out there where Darth Jar Jar is a thing, and I'm curious how good that would have been. This is one of those things. It's like a cool idea, but can it be executed? I think he made him too much of a bumbling idiot. I just stepping in the poo-poo.
This is very, very bad. Oh! Icky.
Why? Why would you do that, George? No. I will say in the second and third one, he like barely gets any screen time. So all you have to do is get through that first movie. But in the first movie, we get Darth Maul, we get battle droids, we get epic battles. The soundtrack is so good, guys. The soundtrack's good. The designs of the ships. We're not just doing Star Destroyers again. Okay, we're not doing X-Wings again. There's Volter droids, and then there's the clone ships. It's different stuff. Okay, new toys to play with. Okay, the sequel trilogy, they gave you original fans just a carbon copy of what you had. Okay, oh, we're gonna do AT-ATs, but instead of snow, it's gonna be salt. It's totally different. We're gonna do the Death Star again. Prequels didn't do the Death Star again. And you know what? Going back to Return of the Jedi, you guys can't be mad at Force Awakens for doing the Death Star thing again. Return of the Jedi did the Death Star thing a second time. That's what started this shit. Okay? Should have been something else. We had the Death Star. We don't need another one. Okay? Cutesy shit. Ewoks. Because of you guys having Ewoks, we get Jar Jar. Okay? So, no trilogy between us are pure. Okay? But we can both agree that we didn't shit all over the franchise like the sequel trilogy. Okay? I think And this is the prequel's greatest strength right here. World building. Okay? Original trilogy, you got a few planets. You know, you got like the Hutts. You got, you know, Endor. You got the Rebel Alliance. You got Alderaan blown up. You got the Death Star. But you don't really see much more than that. Okay? You know, you see these aliens. It's like, well, you know, like how do you have a galactic senate? Like what? Like how do you rule a galaxy democracy? Like through democracy, right? So it was cool to see Coruscant. It was cool to see, you know, all the different races having a little seat at the console. It made the world feel huge. A whole city was a planet, Coruscant. Okay. Now I will say, I like Tatooine. Okay, A New Hope is my favorite of the originals. I like the desert. We do go to Tatooine a little bit more than I'd like, but it kind of makes the world feel small. But for every planet that we go back to, there's like 20 new ones. Okay, Naboo, Kashyyyk, Mustafar, a lava planet. That's badass. Okay, and then when it's Order 66, you see a dozen of them. Okay, so it really makes the world feel bigger, and you know it feels like it connects with the original trilogy. Okay, you know, you can see the clone ships, you know, they're not Star Destroyers yet, but at the very end of that third one, you see them all grayed out, kind of reminding us of the you know, Star Destroyers. So they're all gray. Okay, the clone troopers, they're you know, phasing out the different colors. Okay, and they go more into that in some shows, but if we're just looking at that, I think it does a good job. Okay, prequels are not bad. Everybody knows that now, but I just kind of wanted to go back in time and defend them. It's just kind of sad where we are as Star Wars fans. You know, I used to be obsessed with Star Wars. I would say for like 3/4 of my life, I would at least once a year for like 2 or 3 months, I was playing Star Wars games. I would rewatch the movies. I'd rewatch Clone Wars. I needed Star Wars. Okay, these days, man, it's just sad. I might get a little Star Wars mood like every 2 years. Is what it's looking like. But it doesn't feel the same. It feels dirty. I feel dirty. I used to hate. I mean, I can hate the sequel trilogies all day, but like, I don't have as much fire as I did years ago, because it's like I felt like, all right, if we hate it enough, they'll change some stuff. But it's just I don't even have that passion in me. All I have is apathy. And those defenders, I want you to find a sequel defender that likes all 3 sequel movies. You will not find them. They will have problems with at least one, if not multiple, because Disney doesn't know how to manage a franchise. The movies. Biggest you know what? We're getting into the sequel hate. If you want me to go off in the sequels, let me know in the comments. If I get, let's say 3 comments that say sequel hate video, I will deliver. But before I go, here's a question for you. You guys saw the lines in the videos. Where are all those fans at? They're not watching Mando and Grogu. Where did they go? Okay, so they're not going to Star Trek either. Star Trek is in a worse spot, I would say. Maybe about the same. Who knows? Not a good spot. So where are all these sci-fi fans going? Okay, they're like leaving their country. They're like refugees. Okay, where are they taking refuge? Well, if you're like me, you went to a place that had armored soldiers, similar to clone troopers. You went to a place that has space magic, similar to Jedi and the Force. The place I speak of that has space battles as well is Warhammer 40k. But that's a video for another time. So if you want me to explain to you, not the lore, I'm not going to go over the lore, but like maybe a 20-minute video going over what Warhammer is like meta. Okay, not the lore, the meta. Okay, because that's where I think a lot of Star Wars fans are going, because I got into Warhammer during COVID. Okay, that's when Star Wars shat the bed, and so people were bored. So then they started playing this board game called Warhammer, and now Warhammer is getting has never been more popular. So you either know somebody who likes Warhammer, or you've seen a Warhammer game, or you heard that they're making a show. You've heard of Warhammer. You might not know what it is, but you heard, just like Star Wars, you've heard of it. Okay, it's going to be the next big thing. It's already big. Okay, but it's only getting bigger. And that's where I think all these Star Wars fans are going. So if you want to see a video on that, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell, so when I post it, you know it's out. And until next time, take it easy.